of fact, I did so much silly and stupid stuff up until I was 17 years old. I regret those years more than some of the other years I lived. But I was so broken, I was so low. I had given myself up to this world. I had done so many shameful things. I had faced so many terrible things that at 17 I found myself stumbling into a church just because I was like, man, this is the only thing I know to do. It's a little church. And the pastor does this thing where he makes all the new people stand up and introduce themselves. Pastors, please stop. This is embarrassing me. Okay. I was embarrassed. But what's funny is I stood up, my little wiry 17-year-old self, and a lady, an older lady, spotted me. I mean, her eyes hawked in on me. Right, like I stood out like a cheeseburger at Chick-fil-A. She's So after the service was over, she walks over to me. She says to me, baby, are you saved? I had no idea what she was talking about. I never heard that term, specifically not in the church. No idea what she meant. I don't want to take it for granted that you know. I didn't know what saved. I was like, saved from what? Is a monster chasing me? What do I need to be saved from? I was looking around like... It took me 2 years after that to figure out what she meant. 2 years, I remember being in a Bible study. Sitting in this Bible study, we were looking in the book of Romans. We always say Romans 1:16, 1:16. That's what we say all the time, 1:16. Romans 1:16 says, I'm unashamed of the gospel. It's the power of God for salvation for all who believe. That's what Romans 1:16 says. Now, it's funny, because I was signing autographs one time, and I usually write 1:16 or 1:16. And one time I messed up on this little boy's autograph, and I wrote 1:18. And I was like, oh shoot, what did that say? Let me go look that up in the Bible real quick. I looked it up, and it said, the wrath of God is revealed against all unrighteousness and those who suppress the truth. Little boy, wherever you are, I'm sorry. So sorry, I know you're scared somewhere in the corner. No, but really, Romans 1:18 says the wrath of God is revealed against all unrighteousness and those who suppress the truth. That means God is really angry at people who suppress the truth. Then you go to Romans chapter 2, and it says the same thing in 2 verse 5 and 2 verse 8, that God is angry at people who suppress the truth and are unrighteous. Suppress the truth is like, I don't know, saying that the sky is not blue. It's like, I don't see a blue sky. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. It's not blue to me. It's like, I don't know, like it's a hint of blue in it, but it's not quite blue. You're suppressing the truth, okay? And suppressing God's truth brings about God's anger. And I was looking and I was like, oh my gosh, God is mad at these unrighteous suppressors of truth. He gonna get them? And then I flipped over to Romans chapter 3. And it said, there's none righteous, not even one. And I realized, God was talking about me. God's talking about all of us. And I needed righteousness. I needed to be cleansed. I needed to be cleaned. I tried to do it myself. I was like, I'm gonna quit cussing God for a whole day. God, I'm gonna stop doing all this stuff. You know what? Number one, we're not even good at keeping our own laws, let alone God's. Try to make yourself stop eating sugar for like a year. I bet you won't be able to do it. The point is that I needed a righteousness I didn't have. I couldn't earn it. I couldn't do enough. I couldn't read enough. I couldn't go to church enough. God, the word says that my righteousness is like filthy rags. I needed a righteousness that I didn't have. Romans 1:16 says that the gospel is the power of God for salvation. Romans 1:18 says his anger abides on the unrighteous. But Romans 1:17, oh man, in between 16 and 18 and 17, it says that the righteousness of God is revealed from faith. That the righteousness I needed, I had to place my faith in God for it. That God said, you know what? I'm going to send righteousness to your planet. His name is Jesus Christ. He's going to walk this earth. He's going to live perfectly. He's going to fulfill all of the right things that God requires. And then he's going to die on the cross for all of my sin and all of my unrighteousness. And he's not gonna stay there. They're gonna take him off that cross, wrap him up in 70 pounds of linen and spices and throw him in a cave. But in 3 days, there'll be nothing in that cave but linen and spices. And if I would trust in the righteousness of Jesus and not my own, if I would turn away from trying to do my thing and turn to him, I could be saved. Y'all, that's why I'm standing here now. That's why I'm brand new. Because of what Jesus did. And so, it's funny. Because now, you know, I do music, and you know, some people see me on like mainstream stuff, and when I'm out there at the award shows and talking to all these rappers and stuff like that, man, people think I'm crazy. They're like, hold on, wait a minute. So like, you're like a Christian. Not like, you know, like Christian, but like a Christian. Like, yeah, I believe in Jesus. Well, I'm just saying, I'm not like, so you're a rapper, you don't smoke weed? No, I don't, man. Oh, this is crazy, this guy is crazy. This is crazy, I've never seen anything like it in my life. And that's how it should be. Our message is gonna seem foolish to this world. It's gonna seem foolish at your schools, it's gonna seem foolish at your colleges, at your high schools. But I want you to stay firm and live it out, even if they call you dumb.